You were telling me the other day, remember you were telling me about
Yes,
the
sir.
story about when we lived out in Hempstead and the missing
35 Mitchell Avenue.
missing boy. You telling me about the missing boy? What do you
Steven
remember?
Damman.
What do you remember about that?
What do I remember? They moved in. I didn't even know they moved in until one day I saw Stephen with his mother and broken left arm. And he's only about 18 months. But cried a lot. And they were Air Force. My husband was Army retired. Army out of Hofstra College.
Mm-hmm.
And I was busy with three children, and it was Halloween. And at that time, the Army paid the last, you got paid the last day of the month. And
I forgot I
Halloween
was gonna give Buddy some
was
water.
the last day of the month. And I had a certain system that I did. Go to dry cleaners, go to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
In those days, they closed commissaries on payday. So you shopped outside in the supermarket. Well, I come out of the supermarket, and Marlon was just parking the carriage with Stephen and the little girl. The little girl was in the carriage. Stephen was standing there. Then I went home to clear my bills, sent them out. But as I'm going out to a Girl Scout troop meeting, Marlon came to me and says, somebody took Stephen. I said, what do you mean? I just saw you with him up at the supermarket. No, somebody took him. I said, well, I can't go now. I gotta go to troop leaders meeting. And Ruth Ann wanted to be a Girl Scout. So I said, take part. Many times during living there, my children would cry because of the way he screamed and cried.
Mm-hmm.
If he dirtied his diaper, he had to wash it. And he was
How
2
old?
years old.
How old? 2 years old?
So, and I got proof of that. My two nieces that used to come visit from Brooklyn cried many times on my couch. So I told my husband, Ted, you better report it. So he reported it to the Air Force chaplain. And a few days later, he got called into the office. And Stephen's father had been called in. And when the chaplain told him what it was about, he said, where I come from, people mind their own business, what the neighbors do. And Daddy told him, well, if anything happens to this little fellow, I reported it. So that night of the Halloween, Daddy came home from work and cops were all out, and Air Force cars and Army cars looking for him. And Daddy got in the car, and he's sitting in the back of the seat with the Air Force chaplain. Daddy said, remember what I told you.
Mm-hmm.
So it went on for some time, and then about a week later, my house got sweet, sick smell in it. And I didn't like it, so I got 4 of the women, right, to come in. One of them was a nurse, and she said, "Mary, that smells like death." Well, things kept going on, and they were hunting all over the project, and they made videos. And I was on a little girl while they were in the living room being interviewed. But he was a sweet little fella, and she favored the girl.
Yeah.
But my nieces used to come visit, and they used to sit on a couch, and they'd cry. So just 2 days ago, my niece, who lives near me, in New Jersey, we called her up about it. She said, "Hey, Mary, I didn't think I'd ever hear about it." "Oh, yeah, sure. I remember how I cried, listened to her beating them." So, but I was never really friendly with her. Another time she had Stephen out in the playground, and whatever happened, she whacked the heck out of him. And one of the ladies that was in the playground, who was much older than us, went in the house crying. So they didn't come to ask me questions until last one.
Yeah.
So I told them everything we knew. He didn't play with other kids. And I knew some of her girlfriends, and one of them said, "You know, Mary, I haven't seen him for a few days." You know, she was very close with him.
This is a real terrible story.
So, but after time, they were building the parkway out there near East Meadow and Westbury, and I personally and some of the neighbors thought the same thing. That's Stephen Michael there, but I could never get away from that.
Yeah, it's always.
Sick smell. You know?
Okay, let me stop. So I don't want to.
We can put a little bit of wine in there, right there at your shoulder.